All right, y'all. So I want to give 2 ideas here, maybe 3. Remember that I have a bullish bias. So first one I'm looking at is this one, TSM. From yesterday's high around 351, it already came down 10 or closed down 10 points. And as you can see in pre-market, it looks like it's gonna gap up, but it's nowhere near this here at the top. So this kind of trade would be a trade from a pivot high, and the reason I'm looking at it for a short is because of just the extension it has from the moving averages, the divergence it has here on the stock RSI, and if we do in fact start to roll over, then with the market's push, I can see this coming down enough for a strong put position. Now, what I want to see is, so if I'm looking at, I'll go ahead and look at targets on the hourly. So on the hourly, the first, this is not a target, but the first level you'll want to look at is this one here. Actually, I'm gonna go with this. So this is gonna be the first level where you're gonna see probably some bouncing resistance to going down further. So this is a support level to the decline. Then of course the second level is going to be here, and this is where we had that previous reversal. It was trying to go, so first it rejected, then tried to go higher, and it reversed. And then you also see that it went higher here, but between these two shaded areas we rejected, and then ultimately, so here's where it would have been a breakout, and it broke down. So a key level being placed there at the breakdown level. I do think that this is not going to go down easy at the beginning, so just be mindful of your timing. What you would look for is a failure to hold a certain level here. So let's say pre-market pushes up, let's just say pushes up to here, 347. If it cannot hold that level and starts to move away from that level, that for me would be enough to put on a short. So that is one idea there. My profit target, my first profit target would be around 10 points down, around 331, and or 15 points depending on like where we start the position. So 331 or this area, and then I would hope to see this. So do you see how the 50 SMA has held it a few times? So at that area, I'd anticipate some kind of bounce, but maybe not a reversal. Now, you can play this 2 ways. You can, again, I'm just talking bearish here. So let's say it does that in the morning and you're able to get in and write it down to about this area, because then the 50 SMA is going to be there too. You can close your full position, wait for the bounce and get back in, or just hold through it. Just depends on how hard it bounces and how well you were able to capture, how well you were able to position yourself. So a target would be around this area, 330, 331, which was also the 50 SMA. But if we break that level, the next target is going to be closer to this area here, 312, which is quite a significant decline. So will we make it down that far? I'm not sure, but that's what I want to show you on that one. So let's look at one more. All right. All right, I'm actually gonna do two more. First one is Google. So as you can see, that wick on the daily, we've had some selling pressure there from this high. So at 341, if we cannot maintain or break that, then we're looking for some downside to this one. Sometimes this one, so some of the better moves sometimes do, if you're not catching them straight at the top, sometimes the more accelerated moves happen after. So we came down, this is one and then two, like two little tops here. Sometimes that second move is the best one. So this one may give us some trouble, but there may not be a second move down. Again, bearish lens. What I'm seeing is pressure here, sold here. We're seeing a pop here in the pre-market, and if we cannot hold that area, then for sure we're coming at least down to the 10. But I'm not getting in this just to come down to the 10. I think that we could potentially retrace down to this area here, again the 50 SMA, and then once we get there, we'll be able to see how it behaves there. Again, so I'm talking about downside. How you'll know on all of these if we're not going down yet is if they're going to hold that 10 EMA, just like it did here. So holding, then 3 days we broke down, then we popped back up and held it and kept going. Now we're seeing the breach of the moving averages. Not a lot more, but we saw this breach here. Now we're going up, and this is potentially like 1, 2, like an inverse Wyckoff spring. So my first target would be here, and then would be a wait and see if it goes down further. Sometimes if selling just in general accelerates, we can just blow through that in a day, really. It just depends, but a day or two. And then the last one I wanted to show you is HD is here for me. No, it wasn't HD, it's cat cat tractor. Just because of the extension here. When we're extended, it doesn't. I've seen times where stocks have been extended, but they just kept going. So extension doesn't automatically mean a rollover or a pullback. I think a pullback, yeah. Hold on, my voice. So what I'd look at here is if we cannot build above this area, then go down to the hourly and the 5-minute to set a position to the downside. Again, almost for sure gonna come down at least from 52 to about 25, and then if we're lucky, break in those moving averages and coming down. I mean, that would be huge right there around this area, 559, but maybe if we're a little more conservative, because we're still in a bull's market, then 585 would be the next target from there. And that's based off of previous breakout levels and previous areas of rejection. All right, hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.